Okay, I'm at number 3, Azalea Court, and this is the home of Liz Reinowitz. And the reason I'm here is because many years ago, what year was it, Liz?
2.5 years ago.
Oh, it was only 2.5 years ago?
When my pump failed, you mean?
Okay, Liz's pump failed, and there was no alarm, and also she had an accessway, her accessway, which is the dry area that we're looking at, completely filled with water. Wastewater, naturally, and this complicated the repair because she had to pay in order to have someone from Westford come out here and pump it out before F.R. Mahoney could get access to her pump and fix her problem. Now,
an official sewer guy, not just someone from Westford.
okay, yeah, he was a septic hauler. So the reason why I'm here is to try to look at her installation and try to see can we find out why her accessway failed, because the accessway is not supposed to fill with water. It's designed not to, so that implies there could be a problem. Now, the first thing I noticed on Liz's installation is that her grinder pump is too high. This is extremely common. We've seen it a lot. You can see it right there. The distance from the burial line to the ground is 7 inches. That means Liz's pump also is going to be more likely to freeze up in the winter. And you can see here that there's a gap where the shroud for the power cord should be. And if you feel under there with your finger, I can feel that her power cord actually doesn't have a conduit. There's no PVC conduit. It's just the electrical power cord. That power cord is essentially compromised because something could happen to it more easily than if it had the conduit and if this was buried to the ground level. But the reason, what I'm really here for, is to look at this overflow pipe. This is the pipe that goes down into the wet well. And when the water level rises because the pump has failed, water will come gushing out over the top of here. And you don't want it to go into the accessway, which is the accessway is right over here. It could also go into the accessway right here, but this is raised. And when the cap goes down, there's actually a plastic divider that comes down between these. So the water, when it gushes out, is going to go around here. Now, because Liz's cover is quite high, you can see that water will run down onto the ground around her pump. That's not a problem. But water will also run over towards here, towards the accessway, and it's the cover. The top cover has a gasket on it. That gasket is designed to protect or seal the accessway, and this top cover is bolted down, so this gasket is pressed into position. Now, Liz has started to clean it, and she's removed some of the dirt that is keeping it from sealing it. As we were cleaning it, what we noticed was right here, you notice that there's this piece of metal which goes to here. Now, to be honest with you, I'm not even sure exactly what the function of this piece of metal is, but I've seen it in the grinder pump covers. And this piece of metal has accidentally lodged itself right into the side of the gasket. So when this cover goes on, this gasket will not seal. And if you notice right here, you can see the spot where that has been pushing into the side of her cover. The pump here. And when this is not sealed, this water, and it overflows, is going to be leaking into this accessway. And depending on how much water Liz uses and how long it takes for her to discover that there's a problem, remember, in her case, the alarm did not go off. She was totally unaware that there was an issue here. And it turned out that because of the location of this pump, even though the water was pulled up significantly around here, she never saw it because it didn't run off into an area of the yard where she could see it, as you notice.
I did see it, but it wasn't running far from the pump.
Oh, yeah. You did notice it? What, did you just notice standing water?
I don't know how I noticed.
Okay. This location is rather well concealed by her plants, but she did eventually notice. Was it smelling or anything?
Well, it is wastewater, but
okay.
No, I don't know. The thing was noisy. The thing was dying. The thing, died and made a lot of noise. The bearings were bad, and
well, at the time, of course, that it had failed, it wouldn't have been pumping anything. So it might have actually been trying or making a noise by trying to pump, but it wasn't actually pumping water. That's why the water was overflowing. So now this problem has since been repaired. F.R. Mahoney fixed her pump. Did you get a new pump?
Oh, I got a total
She got a totally new pump, okay. But here's the thing. It's possible that the problem here with the gasket might have been overlooked. This could date back to before her problem, which was only 2 years ago.
2.5.
2.5.
Yeah, that cover's only been taken off twice,
Yeah,
to
so
my knowledge.
okay.
Once for my inspection, once for
Okay, so
when the thing broke. I mean,
okay.
I don't come out here and take this off for the
So that actually could have been on there right from the very beginning. Or, if not from the very beginning, it only was accidentally put in position in the last couple of years, because it was only 2 years ago when it first came off. It's really impossible to say, but simply because of the fact that that is a problem, I'm going to say that that may very, and that's an explanation for why her accessway could have filled up. So one issue is the gasket. You want the gasket to be clean, and you certainly don't want anything in the way of the gasket like this. This just shows a possible failure mechanism. In cases when the accessway is filled but the pump is perfectly good, such as if your 3 breakers were inadvertently turned off through vandalism or through a mistake by a person who was operating your panel, then you would find that the pump could be restored simply by putting the power back on. But if the water has filled the accessway to the level to cover your equalizer, for example, water will get into the pump cavity and could actually damage the pump, and the pump might need to be replaced simply because the gasket was not in place. So this is actually something important to check for in the inspection. And we're going to correct this now. We're just going to take this off. It's actually on there pretty good. And we're just going to clean off her gasket. Well, actually, yeah, that's quite a hole that made in the gasket. But we're going to do the best we can with this.
Do we need to caulk it or anything?
I'm not sure, but we'll do the best that we can so that her gasket will seal. And that's all for this video. Okay, thank you, and see you later.
Dave.